Welcome to J.R. Hendrick Texan Consort, the podcast that deals with the early life of yours truly, and now the new and improved J.R. The morning of the 26th was with anticipation, as J.R. dresses in his swim jersey. He knew at 4:30, Darren came with the red Hummer and picked up J.R. and Ken to go to the private jet. At 4:45 a.m., they board the private jet to get ready to fly to Dallas-Fort Worth. Ken boarded with J.R. and the team to enjoy this. 5:15. The private plane takes off from Logan International Airport for the 45-minute flight to Dallas-Fort Worth. 6 a.m. The team landed in Dallas-Fort Worth, and a stretch limo arrives to take them to a specialty restaurant. In the limo on the way, they learned from Coach that Charlie Nation had been suspended from one meet on the team for suspicion of sexual misconduct. It was at that point when they got to the restaurant, they had a smorgasbord type breakfast. Muffins, donuts, omelets, all sorts of things. He's just too lewd. There's no surprise he got suspended, Ken said. Mom said that an athlete like that's lewd doesn't deserve to be an athlete. I mean, what decent gentleman performs sexual misconduct? I mean, no kidding. At 8 a.m., Jim and Betsy are having blueberry muffins. Jim would leave in a few minutes to have a few rounds of golf with Blake Carter and Greg Sanders. 11 a.m. After 11:20 a.m. After nearly an hour and a half of swim meet, it's time for JR's qualifying heat for the 50 freestyle. He goes to his lane. On your mark, get set, the announcer said. When the buzzer went off, JR swam with all his might. When he got to the 25-meter mark, he could hear his friends cheering for him. You go, JR, Ken said. Yeah, man, way to go, Brent said. JR arrives at the shallow end, having secured second place. An official rushes over to put a second place medal around his neck. At that same time, an hour later, Jim hangs up the phone in disgust. He doesn't like it that Claude has not been answering his phone calls. Betsy invites him to go into the dining room to have lunch with Blake and Katie Carter to make up for what was going on. Four forty-five p.m. The team arrives at the airport in Dallas to have a 45-minute meal catered by Blue Mesa. And on the plane, JR and Ken ate and talked. Alright, look, I gotta be out of Lubbock by 7. Mom says she wants us all in church in the morning. No problem, JR said. I'll just go back to the dorm afterwards. 5:45 a.m. The plane takes off carrying the swim team from DFW back for Lubbock International Airport. 6:30 a.m. Darren takes JR and Ken from Lubbock International Airport back to the condo for JR and Ken to pick up their stuff. Ken had already packed his so he could head straight back to Odessa. Hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Night. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of the adventure. This is J.R. Hendrick saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. God bless each and every one of you.